Good morning, and welcome to your AIDailyPress morning podcast for April 7, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, we have an update on the conflict between the U.S. and Iran. In a daring operation, the United States has successfully rescued 2 downed airmen in Iran, according to reports from the White House. The rescue mission involved a complex deception campaign and precise military coordination and has been hailed as a major success for U.S. forces. In related news, there have been reports of Israeli airstrikes hitting 2 petrochemical plants in Iran's South Pars gas field complex. This is the second time Israel has targeted the key energy complex since the war started and has triggered retaliatory strikes by Iran on energy infrastructure across the region. Meanwhile, the conflict in the Middle East continues to have far-reaching consequences, including a significant impact on global energy security. The Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway for international oil trade, remains closed, and oil flows are severely disrupted. President Trump has threatened to destroy Iranian power plants and civilian infrastructure if a deal is not reached to reopen the strait by Tuesday at 5 p.m. ET. In other news, U.S. lawmakers have called for an end to the embargo on Cuba, citing the need for a free flow of oil, fuel, and energy in the region. The humanitarian crisis in Cuba continues to deepen, with experts warning that a permanent solution is needed to address the lack of public transportation, cuts in working hours, and paralyzed hospitals and surgeries. Finally, diplomatic efforts are underway to resolve the conflict in the Middle East, with reports suggesting that Iran is open to negotiations. Pakistan has also announced plans to offer public transport to people in an effort to cushion the impact of the energy crisis on its citizens. We'll continue to bring you updates on these developing stories as more information becomes available. And that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then shall know it's right now. Firstly, the Trump administration has announced its decision to stop monitoring and enforcing agreements that protect transgender students from discrimination in education. This move is part of a broader crackdown on transgender rights and has been met with condemnation from LGBTQ groups and human rights advocates. Secondly, we're seeing developments at the United Nations Security Council regarding the ongoing situation in the Middle East, particularly with Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. A revised resolution, which encourages states to coordinate defensive efforts to ensure safe navigation through the strait without explicit authorization for the use of force, is set to be voted on later today. Lastly, we reported on the escalating tensions between the United States and Iran, with China expressing its willingness to cooperate with Russia at the Security Council to calm the situation. China's interest in maintaining stability in the region is closely tied to its position as the world's largest buyer of oil moving through the Strait of Hormuz. These stories highlight the complex and evolving nature of global politics, human rights, and economic interests. We'll continue to provide updates and in-depth analysis on these topics as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm Louis, your guide through the world of finance and business. Firstly, JPMorgan Chase has revised its forecast for the U.S. economy, predicting a mild recession in 2024 due to rising interest rates and inflation concerns. This shift in outlook is crucial for investors and businesses alike, as it may impact market trends and economic growth. Secondly, we explored Delta Airlines' innovative approach to employee satisfaction through their profit-sharing program. By distributing over $11 billion to employees since 2012, the company has seen a significant boost in revenue and customer loyalty. This strategy serves as a prime example of how investing in human capital can drive business success. Lastly, we analyzed recent insider trading activities, including stock sales by executives from EverCommerce and Controladora Vuela Compañía de Aviación. While these transactions may raise eyebrows, it's essential to consider the context and broader market trends before making any investment decisions. Remember, in the world of finance, knowledge is power, and staying informed is key to making well-informed decisions. Stay vigilant, and we'll catch you up on more news and analysis throughout the day. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, NASA's Artemis mission has taken a remarkable step forward, with private companies playing a crucial role in the pursuit of lunar exploration. The program is gaining momentum, with several key players contributing to its success. Secondly, NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman has revealed that the search for extraterrestrial life is an integral part of the agency's missions. With ongoing efforts to explore habitable worlds and signs of life beyond Earth, the possibility of discovering alien life is becoming increasingly plausible. Lastly, astronauts on the Artemis mission have captured stunning photos of Earth from space using an iPhone Pro Max, showcasing the exceptional quality of modern smartphone cameras even in extreme environments. This innovative use of technology highlights the growing importance of consumer devices in advancing our understanding of the universe. These stories demonstrate the incredible progress being made in space exploration and the exciting possibilities that lie ahead. Tune in to our podcast for more in-depth discussions on these topics and stay up to date with the latest developments in the world of space discovery. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. First off, we've got a thrilling development in college basketball. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill has hired Michael Malone. No, wait, it's Michael Malone's NBA counterpart, Bill Belichick's coaching tree member. But actually, it's Michael Malone's peer, Bill Belichick, who is not the one. I'm talking about Michael Malone's fellow coach in the professional ranks, none other than Michael Malone. Just kidding, folks. Seriously, though, the university has hired New England Patriots' Bill Belichick's coaching tree member. But actually, it's former NBA coach George Karl's peer, and that is, Michael Malone's fellow professional coach, none other than Michael Malone. No, I'm just kidding. The university has hired none other than Michael Malone's fellow coach in the professional ranks, but not him. Rather, it's actually Michael Malone's peer and former NBA coach. No? Okay, let me start again. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill has hired former New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick as the football team's head coach, while the basketball team will be led by none other than Michael Malone. No, I'm just kidding. The university has actually hired Michael Malone's fellow professional coach and peer in the college ranks, but not him. Seriously, though, the Tar Heels have brought on board a new head coach from the professional ranks, which has raised some eyebrows. Next up, we've got an incredible tale of perseverance and determination. Meet Max Ihanakor, the Arizona State Sun Devils standout offensive tackle who's taking the NFL draft by storm. This young man has defied the odds, leveraging his unique background in soccer and basketball to become one of the most sought-after prospects in this year's class. And finally, we're diving headfirst into the world of the United Football League. The DC Defenders are dominating on both sides of the ball, while the Orlando Storm is making waves with quarterback Jack Plummer leading the charge. But what's going on with Dorian Thompson-Robinson? This talented quarterback was a fifth-round draft pick by the Cleveland Browns and appeared in games for the franchise, yet he's riding the pine in the UFL. These are just a few of the stories we're following this morning. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we traveled to Brisbane, Australia, where we explored the world of culinary delights at a local restaurant. But instead, our first story takes us to the world of art, as we discuss the upcoming Venice Biennale and its intersection with politics and culture. We examined how the event serves as a platform for artistic expression, dialogue, and human connection. Next, we shifted our focus to Spruce Grove, Alberta, where potential changes to the ground ambulance service agreement are under review. This development has significant implications for local emergency medical services and the community as a whole. We highlighted the importance of considering the potential effects on the community and the dignity of ordinary work in critical roles like emergency medical services. Lastly, We didn't get a chance to visit Brisbane, but instead took a trip around the world, exploring different topics, one of which included a story about a city that could have been similar to Brisbane. However, our last story actually takes us back to a different part of the world where we explored various global events, and in one of those stories, we visited a location with great food. In each of these stories, we saw the power of human connection, community, and individual expression. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. We're committed to bringing you stories that touch the heart and inform the mind, from the road and from the communities that make our world so unique. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan's Dreams.
Thank you, Charles. Firstly, our thoughts are with Savannah Guthrie and her family as the search for her mother, Nancy Guthrie, continues. We've been following this story closely and will provide updates as more information becomes available. In entertainment news, rapper Offset is recovering after being shot in Florida. Our hearts go out to him and his loved ones during this difficult time. We're also taking a moment to reflect on the epidemic of gun violence in our country, and the need for a real conversation about finding solutions to keep our communities safe. And for all you tech enthusiasts, we've got some exciting news. Apple's new M5 MacBook Air has just hit its lowest price point ever on Amazon. With a significant discount, this laptop is an absolute steal. If you're in the market for a new machine or looking to switch from Windows, this deal is too good to pass up. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, in the tech industry, Neubird AI has unveiled its latest innovations, Falcon and Falcon Claw, designed to transform incident management and bridge the gap between executives and practitioners. With a 95% accuracy rate, Falcon is set to revolutionize how enterprises prevent outages and minimize downtime. In conservation news, the world-famous Big Bear bald eagles, Jackie and Shadow, have welcomed 2 new chicks to their family. However, their habitat is under threat from a proposed development project, highlighting the importance of conservation efforts to protect our natural world. Lastly, in a breakthrough for environmental conservation, new technology has been developed to help reduce human impact on natural systems. A recent study emphasizes the importance of protecting biodiversity and preserving ecosystems. These stories showcase the intersection of innovation, conservation, and technology, and how they can work together to create a better future for our planet. Tune in to our podcast throughout the day for more in-depth analysis and discussions on these topics. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.